Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. It's the first day of the busy work week. Now, have you set a plan yet for all you want to achieve? After all, an hour of planning can save you on hours of doing. Come, we have another stimulating show for you, starting with the news.
Respect for myself and others. Self-discipline means there's a right way to conflict resolution. Kindness and compassion say being nice is normal. Honesty and integrity are badges of honor. Yes, we choose values for life.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, August 21, 2023. Increased capacity in Jamaica's mining and quarrying industry helped to drive an estimated 1.5% growth in the economy during the April to June quarter of 2023. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, is also projecting GDP growth for the current July to September quarter in the range of 1 to 2%. PIOJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry made that report at the Institute's quarterly media briefing last Thursday. The estimate for this quarter's growth is based on projected improvement in most industries, led by the mining and quarrying and hotels and restaurant sectors, in addition to other services and transport, storage and communication. For April to June, the services industry grew by 1.8% and the goods producing industry by an estimated 1%.
The goods producing industry grew by an estimated 1%, with improved performance recorded for the mining and quarrying industry, which was sufficient to outweigh contractions recorded for the manufacturing, agriculture, and construction industries.
The PIOJ says there was also increased demand spurred by higher levels of employment and increased business and consumer confidence when compared to the corresponding quarter in 2022. Homeless persons in Ocho St. Anne now have somewhere to shelter at night, following the official opening of the Ocho Night Shelter in Buckfield. Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, opened the facility on Friday. The building, which is adjacent to the Ocho Drop-In Center, was constructed at a cost of $22 million. It can accommodate 13 men and 7 women at a time, providing temporary shelter, meals, and bathroom amenities. Minister McKenzie assures that the facility will make accommodation for additional people if it becomes necessary. He says the new night shelter and the drop-in center are also serving as a base to rehabilitate the homeless persons they accommodate.
And 5 of these homeless persons have been rehabilitated and has been placed in permanent employment in the parish of St. Anne. There is one person from the facility who is currently pursuing a certificate in agriculture at Ebony Park Art Academy, a homeless person at the St. Anne Municipal Corporation of Station.
The minister says there are plans to create a therapeutic park within the shelter's vicinity to enhance the quality of life for those who seek refuge there. The $605 million upgrade of the number 1 and 2 pumping stations at the Rhine Park water supply system in St. James is near completion. Minister with responsibility for water, Matthew Samuda, says the project is expected to improve the reliability of service to about 8,000 customers in the Rhine Park housing development and the communities of Spot Valley, Edmund Ridge, and Mount Zion. The project was divided into 2 phases, with the first covering mechanical and electrical upgrading of the 2 pumping stations.
This investment includes significant investment in storage capacity to put in new tanks, but it also importantly involves investment in the mechanical side. So we've changed out the pumping infrastructure, and we're now in a position to ensure that we're able to provide in excess of 1.1 million gallons daily.
Phase 2 of the project includes the procurement and construction of 5 kilometers of ductile iron pipes. This is to transfer water from the Martha Brae trunk main in the vicinity of the Hilton Rose Hall Hotel to the 500,000-gallon storage reservoir at Ryan Park Phase 3.
We're also doing some work on the distribution lines to ensure that it is modern infrastructure and that the appropriate resilience is indeed built in. So this is just another example of the significant investment that is being made in water infrastructure.
The minister was speaking on day 2 of a tour of water systems in Western Jamaica. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security will soon release an accessibility checklist to guide institutions in ensuring people with disabilities have easy access to buildings and other services. Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says this is being done to address the more than 80% of public areas in Jamaica that are still not entirely accessible to people with disabilities. The checklist, which was created in collaboration with the Bureau of Standards, BSJ, will allow for an accessibility standard across sectors for treating people with disabilities and the necessary infrastructure.
The Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities will continue to actively pursue the establishment of standards to reduce discrimination in access to public transportation and public buildings, and to establish monitoring mechanisms for compliance with the accessibility component of the building code by finalizing the requisite codes of practice and presenting those to Parliament incrementally over the next 3 to 4 years.
A code of practice for education and training that speaks to inclusion is also being completed.
That will guide your educational institutions, our parents, and all persons involved in the education sector in terms of the engagement with our students and persons with disabilities, and to ensure that an inclusive environment is maintained.
The minister was addressing last week's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. And finally, consumers are being encouraged to shop around for lower prices in light of an average 9% increase in the price for school textbooks compared to last year. That urging comes from the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, following its annual school textbook survey. The agency surveyed 175 popular textbooks for infant, primary, and secondary students across 57 bookstores island-wide. It revealed that most price increases were between 1% and 10%, while 17% of the textbooks surveyed increased by between 11% and 20%. The average price increase in the Greater Kingston metropolitan area was 9% and 8% in rural towns. The survey also shows a 31% difference between the highest and lowest prices observed for textbooks island-wide, except for literature novels, where the average difference was 75%. This is reportedly due to differences in the covers, publishers, and sources. The CAC survey also highlights that more bookstores have increased their use of technology to communicate with consumers through the use of apps like WhatsApp messaging and their social media and web pages. Parents and guardians are therefore encouraged to use the available online options and to shop around and take advantage of lower-priced old stock and discounts or second-hand books where they exist. Parents and guardians must also check with schools to ensure the books are still relevant. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
How much do you know about your heart and what needs to be done to take care of it? Good heart health is essential to a long life. So, for a hearty living, here are some tips to follow.
Anna, you know you're special, very, very special to me, Anna.
Yes, Mom, I know.
And today I want to have a special conversation with you about taking care of your body.
Okay, Mom, what do you mean?
Alright, so today we're going to talk about taking care of a very special part of your body, and that's your heart. Do you feel the heart beating? Yes, and I'm going to talk to you about taking care of your heart.
Oh, I see. Yes, I learned about the heart in school.
Wow, you're so smart.
You normally go unaware of it beating 100,000 times per day as you move about. But what if it stopped and you could have prevented that? This complex and delicate organ is responsible for pumping the blood supply that carries oxygen and the nutrients needed for your body to function properly. It's time to stop and find out what you need to do to keep your heart beating. Professor Ernest Madu is an internationally recognized nuclear cardiologist, as well as the founder and chairman of the Heart Institute of the Caribbean. He tells us what is normal in heart health.
If you're looking for what is a normal heart rate, it's usually, we say it's about 60 to 100 beats per minute. Normal blood pressure, we want to keep it systolic, the top one. It should be around 120, and the bottom one should be less than 70. Those will be what we'll consider normal. If it's high, it's hypertension. If it is low, it's hypotension. So very high blood pressure is not good. Very low blood pressure can also cause problems. A very high heart rate is a problem. Very low heart rate is also a problem.
It's only about the size of a fist, but has a huge responsibility as it bears the weight of supporting all the other organs in the body. To practice good heart health, you will first need to understand the risks of having a bad heart.
Cardiovascular diseases, including heart disease and stroke, are the commonest cause of death and disability in Jamaica. We estimate, just from our own studies, we estimate that perhaps more than 7,500 people have a heart attack every year in Jamaica the first time. And then about half of that number have a second heart attack. Many people with heart attack will not survive unless appropriate intervention happen in a timely manner.
Leading the cause factors for poor heart health is obesity and preconditions such as diabetes and hypertension. The call remains loud for people to take seriously the lifestyle changes that support hearty living. Parents are encouraged to develop this culture in their children.
Parents must adequately inform themselves, because you can't train somebody in what you don't know. Encourage your children to get out of the house and be active and exercise, and watch your children what they eat and make sure their weight is ideal, and begin early to train the children on the ways, the habits that they need to form early in life, that can help to keep their risk for heart disease at bay.
Research in the field of cardiology is growing, providing more information to help us make wise choices for our heart health.
One of the major causes of heart failure, especially in Black people, that is recognized now is called cardiac amyloidosis. And it used to be almost universally fatal. But now there are treatment options and there are diagnostic mechanisms for this. We're working with Yale University to launch that project here in Jamaica. So there's been a mountain of advances happening, whether it's cardiac imaging, personalized medicine, genomic treatment strategies, remote patient monitoring.
On a personal level, Jamaicans are being urged to get active and do regular medical checkups.
We also have to be mindful about the role of exercise and physical activity in protecting ourselves from heart disease and other non-communicable ailments that are associated with sedentary lifestyles or inactivity. The Minister of Health, Dr. Tufton, has been aggressive in pushing Jamaicans to get out and exercise, and I think that is a step in the right direction. Early detection is very important. We need to recognize that the idea that every pain is gas is not helpful. When people feel that discomfort, they need to seek medical attention.
Mom, so what can I do to take care of my heart.
So Anna, you know you have to exercise. So like playing that you always do. And also Anna, I need you to start eating those veggies, even the ones that you don't like. And I need you to go to bed on time as well. And guess what? Never forget to laugh, all right? Never forget to laugh. And you must not forget these tips, all right, Anna? You must take this throughout your life.
Thank you so much for this talk, Mom. I will never forget it.
All right, my sweet Anna.
We are in a race against time, to reverse the effects of climate change by one simple action, which has positive and enduring effects. That's right, plant a tree, leave a lasting legacy. Join the My Tree Legacy promotion by planting a tree at your alma mater and share your work with us. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
Properly disposing of waste can be a daunting task for some individuals. But if you are aware of the do's and the don'ts of the process, you'll soon realize how easy it is. Watch this upcoming feature to learn more.
Well, lunch was good. Sorry you missed it, but I want to point out how much waste I created from just 30 minutes of eating. I have this empty water bottle, well, almost empty, a lunch box. I have napkins, a fork, and I have some leftovers. So far, I've created organic, recyclable, and solid waste. Other types of waste include hazardous and liquid. Let's go ahead and break them down while looking on how to dispose of each. Let's start with organic waste. Organic waste is any material that is biodegradable and comes from either a plant or an animal. Examples include paper, leftover food, leaves, branches, and livestock manure. Over time, organic waste eventually breaks down into fertilizer. But not if it goes to the landfill. That's not good. There it will produce methane, and high levels of methane can reduce the amount of oxygen in the air, which will affect our breathing. So, where should it go? Organic waste shouldn't go into your bin. Take it round a back and start a composting heap.
We believe that composting provides an excellent opportunity.
Composting is rather simple. Cut the bottom from a container and place it directly on the ground in a cool or shaded location in your backyard.
First, we start with some grass from the lawn. I have some cardboard that I bought some things at the store and I got. This is cardboard. So I just cut it up and I throw it in.
Then add wood chips, fruits and vegetable waste, and animal waste from your cows or goats.
You need moisture, you need air.
Keep your compost moist and stir it regularly.
More. We would produce the best soil nutrients for our flower beds, our farms, our little kitchen gardens. We will then be cutting back on expense in buying fertilizer.
Liquid waste includes fluids such as domestic wastewater, sewage, processed water, grease, or other liquids. Wastewater from doing the dishes, laundry, and showering are considered grey water and can be used in your garden. Hazardous waste can be liquid or solid. It includes all types of rubbish that are flammable, toxic, corrosive, and reactive. First things first, don't throw hazardous waste, whether liquid or solid, in your bin. Follow the labels on hazardous products for disposal instructions and buy the exact amount that you need. So if you use all of it, you really don't have any waste. You can flush some hazardous household wastes followed by plenty of water. This only applies, though, to hazardous household waste that can be neutralized by water. And when in doubt, reach out to the NSWMA. Solid waste is any tangible item that has already served its primary purpose and is discarded by individuals. This type of waste is commonly broken down into plastic, paper, metals, tins, ceramics, and glass. The good news is that most of the solid waste we create are recyclable and compostable. That's another reason it's important to separate your garbage. This way, you can create a compost heap with your solid organic waste and recycle bottles, furniture, and other solid waste. For those in terrible condition, drop them in your Jomadi gates and the NSWMA will be there on the double for them. And if you don't have a drum, the NSWMA will provide one under its Jomadi Gate initiative. Recyclable waste refers to all the items we can convert into products that are useful. These include my water bottle, solid items such as paper, metals, furniture, and organic waste. Well, you don't really dispose of recyclable waste. At least you shouldn't. Reusing or upscaling is the way to go. We're all responsible for the waste we create, and by separating them and practicing proper waste disposal, we'll create a beautiful, safe, and healthy environment, doing our part to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
The possibilities for Jamaica are endless, with the government's efforts to undertake a program to strengthen the integration of science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics, STEAM, into the country's education system. Come, let's go full steam ahead for more.
Teaching future generations to think logically, critically, and focused on problem solving, all while grasping 21st century skills, is a challenge of a lifetime.
And the right policy to be put in place is to make sure that we are building schools that are going to be empowering our young people with science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
And of course, arts.
Because we believe that that is a space that we own and we can exploit for our economic and social development.
The new STEAM Academy being built at Dumby Holden in Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine, is not where it ends. STEAM is being infused in all aspects of public education, with the method modified to suit each environment. At the Alpha Primary School, A partnership with a private institution, STEM Builders Learning Hub, is expanding the aptitude and skills of children as young as age 6.
Little Einstein's program started in 2022, and it is out of the need to actually reach the students where they are at their different levels, and also to ensure that we start early. So this program primarily is for early childhood education institutions and for primary schools. So the program actually takes place once a week or twice, depending on the need. And we actually take the students through hands-on learning by them creating different things like robots, flashlights. So they're learning the theory, but they're also creating. Hi, I'm Cavell Hilton, CEO and founder of STEM Builders Learning Hub. We connect students to quality science, technology, engineering, and mathematics tutors, as well as resources, including our STEM activity box or science kits. STEM Builders Learning Hub started because we recognize the need to provide quality resources for students.
We have done helium balloons, an explosion, a flashlight, a glow-in-the-dark slime, and now we are building an air car.
I would love to expand the program to the upper school, especially as the children are moving out into secondary education. I believe they are now at that phase where they need to make a decision about their own professional development and also as innovators to create new jobs. So I am processing, putting it into the school. We just need to consider some of the resources we would need in order to do so.
One of the major benefits of enrolling children in STEAM education is the fact that it awards them the skills associated with the 4 C's of what is needed to excel in this 21st century: critical thinking, communication, creativity, and collaboration.
STEAM education is very inclusive because it encourages students to do hands-on activities, and the kind of question that students are asked to answer, they are not given the answer, so they would need to think about it. It allows them to experiment if they are wrong. It also gives them the time to go back, think about what they did wrong and how they are able to correct it.
All right, so interesting story. Some years ago, my son is now an adult, he shared with me that he thinks school dumbed him, in quotes. When I spoke with him, he shared that he think he could have done much better, but the limitation of school caused him to do what was required, not what he could have done based on his potential. I was a grade 6 teacher and so was enthused about higher order thinking skills, and then I realized that for STEAM, it afforded children to reason at a new level and to think outside of the box.
The goal of STEAM education is to foster the true innovation that comes with combining the mind of a scientist or technologist with that of an artist or designer and letting it work together for the greater good. So, how prepared are you in getting your child ready for STEAM education? It's already here. Get with the times and help put your child on the map with the skills of tomorrow.
Thank you for being with us today on Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow for another interesting journey. Of course, you can visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.